Hi, you guys. Happy New Year. All right, I'm back. Leanne Holitza at the Healing Studio. I hope you guys are all doing great. I am trying and managing to try and come back into balance here. Um, it's January 2025, so we're headed into a 9 year, which means big changes. If you guys didn't see, I already did the January Oracle card reading, so you can go watch it either on my YouTube channel or TikTok or Instagram, whatever your pleasure. So we're going to do the week of January 5th, and we're going to see where we are at. Alice in Wonderland deck for us this time. And just a little hint, you guys, as far as some ways to set yourself up for the year. Set some intentions, be really clear with yourself about what you want the year to be a focus about. Write yourself a couple of notes along the way. So, whether you use a calendar or you use your phone, go somewhere in the future and write yourself some encouraging information that you will read from yourself later. It really helps a lot to keep the momentum going and keep you in that right mindset. The Light Council is always talking to us about how important our mindset is, and I really do think that that's true. Um, all right, I'm still a little soupy, you guys, so bear with me here. um, Trying to get back on land. Couple of things, definitely doing the sound baths still, Reiki shares. We are adding fusion sound healing to the live menu. So if you're here local, Melissa will be doing fusion sound baths, and I'll be doing the readings for you and getting energy clearings while you get that sound bath. We have lots of other things going on too, including Self Healing 101 starts Thursday, and that is maybe the only time I'm offering it in this 2025 season. So if you want to learn how to work with your telepathic energies, with your own energy systems, with the way that you are functioning as an energetic being, that's the class to take. Okay. All right, here we go. I got lots of me pleases. You guys, it may look like I'm coming just for YouTube because YouTube lets you comment early, but I'm coming. I'm going to just call out the bottom of the list so you guys know. I got somebody named Bill Clinton. Hello, Bill Clinton. Uh, Clara, Gina, Natalie. You guys are towards the bottom, but I'm coming. Okay. All right. So let's go. The rules here are. Let's see. I deleted the banner that says this, but type me me please in the comments for a card. That's how it's going to work. Okay, guys? So let's just see first what our week is going to bring as a collective using the Yantra deck. Here we go. Okay, starting off with creativity upside down. This is where we are forgetting that we are the instrument of our own happiness, our own life. We are starting to kind of get swept up already. I know I definitely am into the idea that you have lots of things happening at you, to you, and not with you. And I want to remind you that this card is saying with you. Okay. The helper card for the week. Where have you been unclear about your intentions? Okay. Go back and see where you have been wobbly or maybe doing the plan B thing. That can really confuse the manifestation energies. If you're like, say, I want this, but then you plan for that. So this card is just saying go back and look and see if you can remember your original intentions for what you were doing. End of the week is bringing us some mirroring things. So some things that are going to be shown to us that maybe is a reflection of our own vibration. Why is it there? When are you ready to be done with it? Are you ready to be done with it? That kind of thing. And how can you start to see and say yes to the reflections that you want to be there? Okay, so that's going to be the end of next week. All right, here we go. We are going to use the Alice in Wonder deck. So here's how we do this. Okay, 1, 2, 3 is the first deck. And by the way, you guys, if you get any comments that say private message me for a private reading, don't do that. Those aren't associated with me. Those are trolls. Just ignore them. I can't, sometimes they've gotten trickier as far as I can't necessarily see them. So just ignore the trolls. Okay, here's your first card. Feel into your energy, whether you're watching this later or you're watching it now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so feel in. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if you picked 1, you are working with the night never jam today. Promises that never come to be. Empty words, not living in the now. Okay, so look out. This card is basically saying you can always be in the if and whens. Okay, that never works out. In this storyline, she's saying that you can never have jam today, which means you can never have jam because you're never in the moment, right? So just be aware where you're kind of putting yourself in the way ahead or wishing in the past, bring yourself into the present. If you picked 2, you're working with shine bright like a candle. Okay, you will make it through all of this. Now, this card is basically saying, it could all end like that. And yes, it could. And we all know that that's true. And we might as well shine as bright as we are here to shine. So this week is focusing on your shininess. If you picked 3, got this in the reverse. Okay, so this says curiouser and curiouser, discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity. So these things are just getting weird if you picked 3. Okay, just stuff is not making sense. I mean, seriously, stuff is not making sense. Let's just be real. There's a lot of weird things going on. So this is basically saying to you, just kind of be in the curiosity, try not to get too sucked in, but do pay attention. Don't let yourself go to sleep or go unconscious. Okay. All right. Let's go. So, seriously wonderful. Made it to the top of the list. Courtney, Happy New Year. Your focus for the week is forget who you are, okay? Conditioning falls away, memory no longer defines you. So, this is a good week to really just kind of look for the new versions of yourself, look for the new self that wants to come through. You don't necessarily have any of the old self available right now. It might be all about interacting with your new, okay? So, whatever you can do to focus on that. Jenny, you're going to be focusing on falling. You got it upside down. So that's kind of like a reversed message of like it says the unknown, descent, momentum, and change. But when it's upside down, it's like you're hanging on to like trying to keep things the same, or you're not letting the change happen. And this week, just kind of acknowledge you're going to give yourself rope burn if you hang on too tight. This week, you might just be in the change, and it's just time to embrace it. Okay. Kimberly, you're going to be working with the who in the world are you, getting to know the new you. Okay. So similar actually to the message that Courtney got, but just is like really be in touch with the fact that you're different, that things are not the way that you had known them to be. That's a good thing. It's okay to let them go. It's okay to even unpack a different version of yourself that you never allowed to be there before because of other restrictions. Okay. Kelly, your focus this week. Happy New Year. Shine bright like a candle, but an upside down. Okay, so if you picked 2 at the beginning, it's kind of a double down. See where you are holding yourself back, where you're not acknowledging that this is the one life to live it big, do the things that make sense for you, and then give yourself an opportunity to really see where you're holding yourself back. Okay, don't hold back. Matthew, keep your temper this week. Okay, don't allow anger to rule you. All right. So anger often is something else. In anger, sometimes is easier to express than some other emotions. So if you're feeling angry this week, just roll with it and see if you can find out what else is behind it. Okay. Taryn, oh, falling upside down for you too. Okay, this is the unknown, descent, momentum, change. It's changing, it's changing, it's changing. There's nothing to do but be in the change at the moment. Just surrender. Okay, that's what this week is about for you. Surrender to change that is already going on. Denise. Curiouser and curiouser. Okay, so we saw this upside down at the beginning. Discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity. If we start seeing these things in the same position 3 times, it's for all of us. So just start paying attention to the ones that have come up again. But for you, Denise, this is a week to just kind of notice that maybe not everything you've put stock into really makes sense. Maybe the people you've been listening to don't know as much as they say they know. Just kind of let yourself be open to that and just stay curious. Mountain River, you've got keeping up. Okay, so immense effort and advance. So this is really important for you to be paying attention to your own timelines, being really paying attention to being held to the time that you've committed to, commitments. What you spend your energy on is what you're going to grow forward. Okay, Tommy, This week, upside down, reverse. I wonder what will happen next. Ready for adventure, precipice of change, pause before action. Okay, so it's basically saying that when upside down is like maybe you're not pausing when you could be pausing. Okay, so this is maybe a time of you're about to do some big changes. Maybe take a minute, get organized, see where you can get yourself a little bit more on the page that you want to be on before you take off. Okay, this week maybe plan more. Hannah, we are all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Okay, so this is just embracing this week that people be crazy. And, we're all crazy. We're all just trying to get by. We all have our ways of thinking, and it's all different. And so it's okay to just kind of embrace it and not be frustrated by it. Okay. Isabella, this week you are being asked to forget who you are too. Conditioning falling away, memory no longer defining you. You are letting yourself be in that space where you are allowing yourself to see that you are no longer living under those conditions that you've been taught to live under. And instead, who are you without those conditions? If you were the one making the conditions, okay? Live that way this week. Diane. Oh, third time's a charm for this one. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, forget who you are, everybody. Conditioning falls away. I'm going to read a little bit of the book just because this is what I like to do when we get it 3 times. All right, here it is. This is from the story of Alice in Wonderland. Ready? What do you call yourself? The fawn said at last. Such a soft, sweet voice it had. I wish I knew, thought poor Alice. She answered rather sadly. Nothing just now. Think again, it said. That won't do. Alice thought, but nothing came of it. Please, would you tell me what you call yourself? She said timidly. I think that might help a little. I'll tell you if you'll come a little further on, the fawn said. I can't remember here. So they walked on together through the wood, Alice with her arms clasped lovingly around the soft neck of the fawn, till they came out into another open field. So this is basically like you don't have any memory. Forget to tell yourself who you are. Wake up a different version of yourself this week. See who you could be that's different. Okay. That's going to be the message for all of us this week since that came for us. Really just kind of get almost like amnesia to that self definition. Burnout proof, upside down, all in a golden afternoon. So starting off at the very beginning, inspiration, creative spark, imagination, conception. And this is what I'm hearing with the upside downness from your guides is that you're sick of the beginning and you want to move on. And the beginning is, I think we're always in the beginning of everything, right? All the time. So this is just asking you to embrace that, and just like the beginner's mind, keep that going as best that you can. Okay, Sam, for you this week, you are keeping up upside down. Okay, so we saw this for Stephanie, an immerse effort and advance in advance. What this is basically saying is, where are you letting time rule you instead of you rule it? And how could you take a little bit more of a stance with yourself about what it means to be in authority of your own life and how you spend your energy? Happy New Year, Elizabeth. All right, follow the white rabbit, you guys. Curiosity meets opportunity. So, Elizabeth, go with the weirdness. Go ahead. Follow those weird conspiracy theories. Follow those weird messages. Seek information where you maybe normally don't. Okay. This week is a good week to follow the white rabbit. Nicole, you are going to be working with belonging to your own dream, create your own life, be in your own vision board, and give yourself some messages about what 2025 is for you. Addison, you're going to be wanting to focus on Never Jam today. It was upside down. Okay, we've got, if you picture the beginning one, coming up again, basically saying you might be stuck in if and whens, waiting for something to happen. You will always be waiting for something to happen. Always going to be another thing that could maybe make you happier, maybe make it more complete. But the truth is, living in the now is the best place to be. Tiff, for you this week, the focus is in the reverse. I want to be a queen. Stating your own sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing the test. Okay. So upside down, this maybe I want to be a queen, but I don't want to let the world know that I want to be a queen, or maybe I don't want the effort. So just acknowledging what you've said you want and then what's going to be required for that desire this week. Okay. Kara, You've got messages for a rabbit, okay? Service to the animal world. So focus on taking care of your pets this week. Focus on taking care of the animal kingdom this week and the messages that come from the birds that fly overhead and the bunnies that bounce around your yard, kind of thing, okay? Everybody might be hiding. It's kind of cold, but Tatiana, you are going to shine bright like a candle, okay? So this is the second time we've seen it right side up. We've been seeing this card. You'll make it through this, okay? And let yourself acknowledge that your gift, your energy is required for your life. You get to shine any way that you feel like you want to, okay? Robin, you're becoming braver, sort of, upside down, okay? Resilience, experience, growing stronger, and fresh perspectives, okay? So you're growing stronger, but you're maybe not necessarily acknowledging your strength. So it's a good week to really go into, I don't have to be, strength doesn't mean like aggression. Strength can sometimes mean assertion or boundaries or saying, I need this. Okay. Austin, for you, focus this week on the impossible things upside down. Okay. So working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, fresh perspectives. Sometimes you're trying to maybe to keep it too real, keeping it too in what you think is rational. But sometimes the magic is what you could lean into and then be shocked and amazed. Okay. Chris, upside down, but we've been seeing this one, forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Okay, so I'm going to read this because this is the third time we've seen it upside down too. I'm going to just read real quick the reverse. Okay, so it says, believing everything you have been told you are, defining self-labels, cultural programming, rules and laws, missing out on beautiful, heart-opening opportunities to connect because due to conformity or rigid beliefs. Letting that conformity go this week, you guys. It's popping. We're going to be ourselves. We're going to be new versions of ourselves. Lisa, you're working with clock time, okay? Time and pressure in a rush. Making friends with time this week, okay? Really getting into the understanding of what time really is and what the agreements that time is, because time is, a construct we've all agreed to participate in. Kimberly, nature communication, flowers, energy, fairy energies, and elemental messages. All right, you're going to work with the magical fairies, little fairy garden energy, a little bit of playing with those elementals and the silliness and the spunkiness of those people, those elements. Juan Carlos, you got 2 cards coming. One is choice upside down, which means your choice has already been made, okay? Feeling blocked and restrained. And the other one is justice, law and justice upside down, rules that are not fair. So you might be feeling like some things are unfair or unbalanced this week, and you might be focusing on the choices that have not that didn't feel like you had a choice in. Just be careful there this week. With those 2 cards, that really tells me you could get really into victim energy if you're not careful. Okay, Eli. All right, upside down, same card over and over. Forget who you are. You guys, we're working on conditioning this week. Don't get conditioned any further. Wake up, be who you are. Trust who you are. Trust that that's going to be enough. And if that's not enough for where you are, then you're meant to be somewhere else. Okay. So this week, working on where you're conditioned and where you could stop being conditioned. Tanya, upside down, it's always tea time. Eternity, endless moments, and repetition. This week might feel like rinse, wash, repeat kind of thing for you, okay? And it may be feeling really frustrating, like it's not going forward. But we're always changing and things are always moving. So just know that you feel like you're stuck in the wash cycle, but that's just temporary. Janelle, falling. Okay, we've been seeing this one upside down and right side up. Not quite to the 3 yet, but almost. Okay, so don't try to stop the change. The change is happening. Just let yourself go. This is not the week to even understand what's happening yet. Donnie, you can't go back to yesterday. Okay, so be in the present as much as you can. You can't fix what's happened. You can't change what's happened. It's time to just be in the present and acknowledge what that is right now. Okay, that's always good advice for a week anyway, right? Kalina, okay, you got to find the lesson upside down. So discover the purpose in the situation and trust that you are learning. So there's some lesson that's feeling missed this week. So just be aware that you might be feeling like you have already learned the lesson or you're ready to be done with the lesson. But if the experience is still there, it's probably still teaching you something. Janice, you're growing up, wanting to grow and experience rejection of perpetual youth. Okay, so this week you're focusing on your adult self, the self that can do the things that the little kid self couldn't do. Maybe even take your adult self back to your kid self and let her know that you're okay. Joe, all in a golden afternoon for you. You're at the beginning. Inspiration, creative sparks, imagination, conception. Start from the beginning. Go back. Go back to the start. If you had to start all over, what would you do? How could you change the focus this week? Okay. Christy, you are rare and free. Okay. You are not, there are not many like you. So just give yourself the opportunity to be in that creative spirit and being who you are. Remember, with all the conditioning falling away. Kira, impossible things, walking through disbelief, imaginative leaps, fresh perspectives. Let things awe and amaze you this week. Let your week be really unusual, if you will. And Finn, you want to focus on clock time, upside down, time and pressure and in a rush, and where you could maybe not make yourself in a rush, things you could do in advance to prepare so you don't have to struggle and stress about time. All right, Lisa, you're being asked to focus on mortality this week, okay? Life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. So just acknowledge that it is not, this is all temporary, that could go out in a minute, and it's a good time to really focus on how can I make the best of it. Carrie, use your time well. Make every moment count, okay? So really acknowledging where you're losing time. And this week, make sure that you use the time that you have to move yourself forward the way you desire to move forward. Blossoming lotus, you want to be a queen. Yes, stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing the test, acknowledging that you deserve to be treated like that. And that is a really wonderful thing. Shannon, for you this week, you're going to focus on it's always tea time, upside down though. So just kind of feeling like repetition, kind of maybe stuck in some patterns. It's okay. You can get out of it in eventually. I mean, nothing ever stays the same, right? Okay. This week for Crystal, you are focusing on managing to be glad upside down. So see where you are not in authority of your own happiness and, kind of being in happiness. I got this card too for January, which is like, be happy regardless of the conditions. No matter what, you have a choice. Okay. Genevieve, for you this week, you're going to focus on choices that have already been made upside down. So you're feeling blocked or restrained because the choices have already been made. Just go with it. Do what's there to do. Isabel, you want to focus on finding the lesson. It's upside down, so it means you haven't necessarily seen the lesson yet. Just try to keep learning. Stay open to that you are always learning, and everything is always trying to help support you. All right, this is the third time we've seen this card in this direction. So Chris, we're falling all together now. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit because that's what I like to do when we get the third time's a charm. I wonder if I shall fall right through the earth. Okay, experiencing a time of descent. You're in between worlds, yet to land, yet to know what will come next, yet to feel the impact of the inevitable moment when your feet touch the earth again. You're in change. Don't give yourself rope burn by trying to stop the change. That's for all of us now. Yay. Conditioning goes away. The change is happening. Aaron, you are working with all must have prizes, trying to please everyone. It's upside down. So it's basically saying, don't do that anymore. People pleasing never works anyways and can't make everybody happy. All right, I'm going to acknowledge the bottom of the list just because I want you guys to know I'm on my way. So Derek, hello, Stella, Karen Bahar, Bill Clinton. I will get to all of you in just a second here. Okay, Natalie, you're next. And you are bringing us back to this card. Forget who you are. Look out for the conditioning. Where are you conditioned to be something you are no longer? You guys, that message is hammering home today. Don't be conditioned by your past. Don't be conditioned by your culture. Let yourself be aware that there is massive change going on. Unexpected. Gina, I told you I was coming. Here it is. Mortality, it was upside down, so it's in reverse. It's basically saying life is bright, beautiful, and yours to lead. And it's important for you to acknowledge that maybe you felt a little stuck, or maybe you aren't necessarily embracing the beauty of a life that ends. It's actually kind of a powerful thing, right? If we knew that we had forever, how would that change how we interact with our world? We have only a moment, and that time is really to be focused on this week for you. Okay? All right, Clara. Manage to be glad right side up. Okay, so this is the card I just mentioned I got for the month. This is remembering to be happy regardless of circumstances, being in your control of your own focus, your own joy. Okay? All right. Bill Clinton. Okay, you're gonna break out of conditioning as well. Forget who you are. That this card is coming all day long, you guys. It is not gonna let us quit. This card is basically saying you get to define yourself, whoever you want to be that thing that you want to be, and give yourself space to do it. Aaron. Oh, third time's a charm for manage to be glad. All right. So create your own happiness, you guys. This is the key. Where conditioning's falling away. I wish I could manage to be glad, the queen says. Only I never can remember the rule. You must be very happy living in this wood and be very glad whenever you like. The queen is almost berating Alice, imagining her to be happy whenever she wishes, thinking that the business of being happy is simple. Okay, it isn't though, right? It takes some time. It takes some dedication. Focus on it. Okay, Bahar. Never jam today. Second time we've seen it, third time it's been popping up for sure. This card is basically saying you're waiting for an if and when, and that if and when can be a very dangerous if and when wait. So just give yourself the opportunity to say, right now, I'm going to let myself enjoy my life. I'm not going to wait for the ifs and whens. All right, Stella, you got the Manage to be Glad card. Okay, so this is fourth time coming out. This is coming for all of us. This is basically saying what you focus on is what you're going to create. What you let your mind do with the circumstances that you have is what is going to go on for you. So just give yourself an acknowledgement that you have a lot of power in that mind itself. Okay, and I mean this is one of the reasons why I've been so grateful for the Light Council for the last 4 years. Is it's helped me through all of these weird, crazy times because it's reminding me of where I have my focus. Now, I'm not perfect at this either, you guys. I'm going through a lot of things right now too, and it's hard to remember to be glad. But this week, remember, happiness is a choice. Okay, Derek, you can have a card for the week. Now, this is your weekly focus. Okay, falling upside down. You guys, this is coming too. This is another card, another message that's coming over and over this week. All right, so I'm going to read the reverse because it was reversed for you. Holding on to what is no longer best for you, the fear of what comes next, inability to surrender to the process of change, wanting all to remain the same, even while change is taking place. Okay, so give yourself an acknowledgement, you guys. Derek, you are getting this card for all of us, though. So I want you all to hear this. You managed to be glad. The change is happening. Let the conditioning fall away. Give yourself an opportunity to really have your own back, right? Okay. All right. So we have done this. I am talking really fast today, I know. If you're still hanging out and you haven't put me please in, we have about 2 minutes left together. I will tell you guys that there is a lot of things coming that are just going to make absolutely no sense. And yet it's kind of almost like a science fiction book. 2025 is going to be a ride. Have your own back. Have your own messages of like clarity. Check in with your friends who are like-minded. This is a really good time to learn to get management over your energy field because this is a time where our consciousness and our attention and what we believe is happening is super powerful and important. Okay. And I think that's a really good thing for us to remember. And like I said, go back and write messages to yourself, by the way, about what you need to hear in this time period, about what is actually changing, what's going on, what is the potential for this change. How can you let yourself acknowledge that you are not only just in this because you were told to be here. It's only because the world has happened at you. And I mean, I'm curious, you guys. I'm curious as to what you're noticing. I'm curious as what you're seeing. If you want to share it, things in the comments, whatever, I'm definitely open for it. this year at the healing studio in particular, we're in Broomfield, Colorado. We're just going to really be focusing on, stabilizing, keeping our space and our community really, feeling safe, like a place of sanctuary and a place where you can really explore your shadow side, all the things, that you would do if you were working on healing yourself. So, all right. Well, thanks for spending the time with me, you guys. I really appreciate it. I will see you next Sunday, same time, same place. Go be amazing.